A client sat in my exam room last month holding an invoice for $4,200. Her dog had eaten part of a sock, it lodged in his intestine, and he needed emergency surgery to survive. She wasn't angry at me, she was angry at herself, because 3 months earlier I had mentioned, almost in passing, that he should probably stop having free run of the laundry room. That one overlooked sentence turned into the most expensive month of her year. I think about that conversation constantly, because here's the thing nobody tells you when you bring a puppy home: the sticker price of dog ownership isn't the food or the toys. It's the emergency bills you never saw coming, and almost every single one of them was preventable if someone had just told you what to actually watch for. So today, I'm not going to sell you pet insurance or tell you to just budget better. I am going to hand you 6 specific, genuinely boring habits, none of which cost more than about the price of a coffee a month, that stack together to prevent the exact emergencies that drain thousands of dollars out of pet owners every single year. If you saw the thumbnail of this video, you saw the promise, so let's get into exactly how much each one of these is actually worth. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Nick Lane, your neighborhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. Grab a notebook because I'm going to give you real numbers for every single one of these, not vague warnings, actual dollar comparisons between the boring prevention and the bill you'll get if you skip it. Let's start with the one that catches more owners off guard than almost anything else: parasite prevention. A monthly heartworm and flea and tick preventative typically runs somewhere between $15 and $30 a month, so call it roughly $200 to $350 a year. Skip it, and if your dog contracts heartworm disease, the treatment protocol involves multiple rounds of injections, strict crate rest for weeks, and monitoring, and it commonly runs anywhere from $600 to over $2,000, and that's assuming it's caught in time, because untreated heartworm disease is fatal. That's not a close call financially, and it's not close medically either. Second, dental care, and this connects to a video I made recently about a natural remedy, but let's talk pure economics for a second. Daily brushing, dental chews, or something as simple as a kelp powder supplement in the water bowl costs maybe $10 to $20 a month at most. Skip dental care entirely for years, and by the time your dog is a senior, you are very often looking at a professional dental cleaning under anesthesia with extractions, which regularly runs between $500 and $1,500, sometimes more if there's advanced disease affecting the jaw. And here's what nobody mentions: untreated dental disease doesn't stay in the mouth. That bacteria can affect the heart and kidneys over time. So you're not just risking a bigger bill, you're risking your dog's organs for the sake of skipping a $2 toothbrush. Third, and this one is completely free, weight management. An overweight dog is statistically more likely to develop diabetes, joint disease, and torn ligaments, and I have personally seen ligament surgery bills alone run $3,000 to $5,000 per knee, and dogs frequently injure the second one within a couple years of the first because the extra weight never went anywhere. Measuring your dog's food instead of eyeballing it and keeping treats under 10% of their daily calories costs you nothing but a kitchen scale you probably already own. This single habit alone has probably saved my clients more collective money than anything else on this list because it prevents so many downstream problems at once. Fourth, and this is the one connected to that $4,000 invoice I mentioned at the start, knowing what's actually dangerous around your house. Cost to prevent, $0, just information. Learn which human foods are toxic: grapes, raisins, onions, xylitol. Know which common houseplants are dangerous if chewed, and secure anything your dog could swallow whole: socks, small toys, corn cobs, and I mean genuinely secure it, not just hope they leave it alone. A single foreign body surgery, which is what we call it when something gets stuck and has to be removed, typically runs between $2,000 and $6,000, depending on complexity and where the object is lodged. I see this exact emergency multiple times a month, and almost every single time, the owner tells me afterward that they always kind of knew that object was a risk. Fifth, and this is genuinely underrated, sticking to your annual or twice yearly wellness exam even when your dog seems perfectly fine. A wellness visit with basic blood work typically costs somewhere between $150 and $300. That feels unnecessary when your dog is running around happy and eating normally, I get it. But blood work catches early kidney changes, thyroid issues, and other conditions before they become visible symptoms, and treating any of those conditions early through diet changes or medication is a fraction of the cost of treating full organ failure or an advanced disease later. I made an entire video on the early warning signs of cancer specifically because catching things early is genuinely the single biggest lever you have over both your dog's outcome and your own wallet. So if you haven't watched that one yet, it pairs directly with this habit. Sixth, and this is more of a smart backup than a prevention habit, having either a dedicated pet emergency fund or a real insurance policy in place before you need it. I'm not going to tell you which one to pick. That depends on your dog's breed, age, and your own finances. But I will tell you the worst time to research either option is during an actual emergency, panicking in a parking lot trying to figure out how you're going to pay for surgery your dog needs in the next hour. Setting aside even $20 or $30 a month into a separate savings account or comparing a few insurance quotes on a calm afternoon means that if an emergency does happen, despite everything else on this list, you're making a medical decision instead of a financial one. Let's add this up because the numbers genuinely surprise people. Parasite prevention, dental care, and a pet emergency fund together might run you somewhere around $50 to $80 a month. Call it roughly $700 to $900 a year for all three combined. Compare that to just one of the emergencies we talked about today, a single heartworm treatment, one dental extraction surgery, or one foreign body removal, any one of which alone can exceed what you'd spend on years of prevention combined. This isn't about scaring you into spending more money. It's actually the opposite. It's about spending a small, predictable amount every month instead of gambling on a massive, unpredictable bill later. The dogs I see living the longest, healthiest lives almost always belong to owners who treated prevention as routine and boring, not urgent and dramatic, because by the time something feels urgent and dramatic, it's usually already expensive. Let's bring this together into one simple checklist. Stay current on monthly parasite prevention, no exceptions. Build some form of dental care into your routine, even something small counts. Measure your dog's food and keep treats in check. Learn the handful of common household dangers and actually dog-proof around them. Don't skip wellness exams just because your dog seems fine. Fine is exactly when blood work is most useful. And have a real plan, savings, or insurance in place before you ever need it. None of these habits are exciting, and that's kind of the point. Boring and consistent is what actually protects both your dog and your bank account. If this video changed the way you're thinking about your own dog's routine, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this kind of practical advice reach more pet parents before they're the one holding an invoice they didn't see coming. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next deep dive into your dog's health. And leave me a comment down below right now. I want to know, which one of these 6 habits are you already doing? And which one are you going to start this week? I read every single comment, and I love hearing from this community. Give your dog a gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Nick tonight. Stay safe. Always trust your instincts.